Wonderful.
Well, should we start with our Heidi? Did you get the schedule email? Did you get the email from me about Laurel and I kind of changed things a little bit?
Oh,
Well, it
okay.
doesn't,
That's cool.
yeah, it doesn't really change her part of flow, just us a little bit.
You'll see my lead into you. You'll still recognize it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Oh, lovely. Okay. Well, would you like to get going to do a moment of mindfulness to settle in?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I have a little chime, and hopefully I think my settings are right so that the chime doesn't disappear right away, that you get to hear it. But take a moment just to settle in. Welcome this space for you. Maybe adjust your seat so you can feel your feet. If you're seated in a chair, feel your feet on the ground. Or if you're sitting on the ground, maybe adjust your seat so your hips and legs are comfortable. Allowing a little ease to come up through your spine. And as you settle into the space of you and the space around you, decide if it's better to turn the gaze down, closing your eyes, or if it's better today, just have a soft, fuzzy gaze in front. Dropping into this moment, I'm going to ring the chime and just settle in for about a minute. Welcoming back a quality of just being in your space. And our group together here on Zoom. And then leaning into our conversation today around grief and opening the heart to grief and that quality of connection that we can receive. If your eyes were closed, maybe give a little flutter of your eyes, a little blinking of the eyes. And thank you for that little bit of mindfulness at the start. Checking in together here. I think we'll shift right over to Julie now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Heidi. And a reminder that some of these topics are kind of heavy. And for those of you who are watching after, you're part of our community as well. And those of you who may feel, no, this topic is actually too close to my heart right now, you can watch it later too. So know that that's an option. If, hey, in the middle of the workday, I'm not ready to look at these topics, you can watch it later too. So I just wanted to put that there. We're there's so many. Grief is such a diverse topic, but science-wise, I decided to focus on a couple things that really affect the heart and are healed by the heart. So they can both block and be healed by our humanity. So overthinking and regret is the first one. Feeling depressed and frozen is another. That numbness, depersonalization, and that frozenness can be part of that as well. But another dimension of depersonalization can be anger, which is also very common in grief. So I decided to kind of work with a few songs to kind of act with the science. This is a Kate Bush song. You may know her from Stranger Things, early 80s. So hence the nursing outfit. But this man is receiving news about his lost wife, and this is his thinking. I should be hoping, but I can't stop thinking of all the things I should have said, but I never said. All the things I should have done, but we never did. All the things I should have given, but I didn't. Oh, darling, make it go away. This is a very heavy topic, a very common experience for people who are grieving, having regrets even about things that we really had no control of. And I like this picture of the nurse present because a lot of medical professionals are taking this course, and you are often receiving that vicarious grief of either having to deliver the news or be in the space with patients grieving about their or others' health in the family. One thing science-wise I thought would be useful to know is that the moment you have a thought like this, even if that thought would, snap, magically disappear, the reverberation in your body of the physiological response would last 15 to 20 minutes. It turns on your emotional and sympathetic nervous system so that you're going to keep feeling that. And so you might sit in meditation and be like, wait, why am I still feeling this? It takes a while. So maybe one can sit with that feeling, or maybe one has to say, well, for 5 minutes, I'm going to, have a conversation with a friend or watch something and then try it again. And maybe, going back and forth and trying, whether you can sit with that hot or heavy or sad feeling may be important. It is very important to address and notice that, because that feeling can be seen by your brain, and then your brain will come up with all sorts of reasons why it's feeling that way beyond the original thought. So, the thought could keep going and kind of get more and more intense. Or you might start thinking of other times you felt stressed or other like worries in your life, like, oh no, I'm not brushing my teeth enough. Oh no, that's so terrible. Or, 10 years ago, I did poorly on an exam, because your body might be remembering that response. And so noticing that that is actually an element of rumination. If you've come to talks, you've seen this slide before. These are the different cognitive and emotional components of depression and the brain networks. Rumination, and I almost hate to even put up the picture of the cow on this one, but I think it is a helpful reminder to kind of note when it starts to happen, that you can maybe just watch those thoughts come and go without getting too invested, because they often are a little exaggerated. So it's rumination comes from a cow chewing its cud. This is like going over and over again over the feelings of regret, like in that song, or feelings about the future that you can't really control. What I don't often go into in this slide is that that starts to feed into the other networks. So you get disrupted cognitive control, you can't stop. You kick up very dysphoric and awful feelings. And to stop that, you might numb, which we're going to talk about next. So you not only cut yourself off from the bad feeling, but also from joy and love. Mindfulness can be helpful there. This is a mindfulness-based cognitive therapy for grief. And it just allows you to notice those feelings without judgment. You're not blocking them, but you're also not, feeding them. Or if you notice you're feeding them, you notice that. Oh, that's interesting. You have a little curiosity. Less grief and less anxiety were associated with when they performed on this like really frustrating task, like it's the word red but it's written in blue and you have to say blue but the word red is there, and everyone makes a lot of mistakes. But if you're in a state of grief and you're beating yourself up about regret, you're much more likely to get worked up about other tasks too. This shows that it helps turn off the rumination network, less of that cow chewing the cud. So mindfulness improved our sleep because they're not, having those thoughts at night. More vitality. All of a sudden, they're seeing joy in life again. Maybe not the whole day, but little moments, little simple pleasures start to come back. The part of that song, the chorus goes, I know you have a lot of life left. It helps you get out of your head and live life again, no matter what type of grief you've experienced. And then that make it go away kind of gives into, okay, there it is. Oh, it's very painful, but you're not judging it and you're not feeling that make it go away adds to the stress of it, and can make it worse. So mindfulness can help you let that go. So we're experimenting with a little back and forth here. I'm going to have Laurel talk a little bit from the therapist side here.
Sure. Thank you, Julie. Um, we all have regrets when we lose someone, an animal, health, a dream, various types of grief. And sometimes regret is just a normal part of that. Like I should have, and then fill in the blank. I should have this, I should have that. And what I encourage clients to do is just to come back, just kind of put your hand on your heart and come back to, I did the best I could at that time with where I was at mentally, physically, emotionally. I did the best I could. I no shame, no blame. I and to try to just work with that, like accepting that. Whatever we resist persists, whatever that is. So working with ourselves, and I encourage my clients kind of to cross their fingers sometime, not in good luck or wishing luck, but like you've got your back. It's you to you. This is you to you and how you talk to you, how you treat yourself. So grief is a tough emotion. And there's a lots of parts to grief. And I'll get into that a little bit later. I just want to kind of focus on what Julie was talking about with regret and then with numbness. Um, Being at the beginning of grief, numb is normal. And there's all sorts of emotions that go with grief, and we are unique. We share some of the similar emotions. We're all human beings, so we share similar emotions, but the timing of our emotions, the process, it's not linear, is unique to us. Yeah. Thank you, Julie. I'll talk more in a little bit.
Thank you, Laurel. So that is the next section, is on numbness. And there's another song. I'm including these songs so people don't feel all alone. That is such a common experience that people, have written about it. This is from Mitski Fireworks. One morning the sadness will fossilize and I will forget how to cry. I'll keep going to work and you won't see a change, save perhaps a slight gray in my eye. I will go jogging routinely, calmly and rhythmically run, and when I find that a knife sticking out of my side, I'll pull it out without questioning why. So when this starts to happen, which is again very common, you feel like you're walling yourself off, that emotion is too overwhelming, it's too difficult to even go through the tasks you need to do for work, to get through your day. And it can be a little bit useful. We're not telling you to completely drop everything, but noticing that that is there, perhaps you can take a time where you do mindfulness and yoga and you can let your guard down a bit and process some of those emotions, and then maybe you have to do a little bit of zipping again. Compassion can be also really important. And so if you are a caregiver of grief or work in a medical setting, you may notice that sometimes you feel that real like empathy and approach behavior, and that predicts actually helping. But when it gets to the point of too much painful winds, that predicts not helping. And there's a really interesting study. This is, they showed pictures of a little boy who was children who were really orphaned by a hurricane. And what happened is they would see that picture, and the amygdala would light up. It feels painful to see them, to think of them without parents. That must be so sad for them. There is the amygdala. It turns on, but look, it goes off. And it goes off and gives way to the nucleus accumbens, which was the ding, ding, ding reward region. It feels really good. And that happened when they decided to give a little bit of money, just like $1 or $2, to help that orphan. So would you like to help this child? Oh, yes, I'll give $1. That made them feel good. If they chose not to give a little bit of, in this, they actually had a sustained amygdala response, and that's like that painful wincing. But you don't have to give money, and maybe it's right for you in some cases to do something like give money or be active or be a listening ear. But if you can't, you're just walking past a patient room, you know that a more critical patient is beyond you, you don't know what to do in a grief situation, you can wish them well. So here they saw pictures of human suffering. The social brain was active when they just created a wish, may they be well. So a wish or a prayer, even if you can't do something, keeps that network alive. Don't think it's not doing anything. It is, because you're more likely to act in the future. It activates the reward cortex and makes you feel the reward of social engagement. And people who did loving kindness and meditation didn't have the personal distress that goes with empathy. So they increased their empathy, but decreased that distress, the painful wince. So small kindnesses, empathy without stress helps get one unstuck. But speaking of unstuck, sometimes the whole body can feel stuck. I'm sure all of you have felt like I'm stuck in a chair and I can't get out. I know I need to stop doom scrolling, but I can't. I'm stuck. Well, there is where, that can be a component. It can, your motor areas are connected with your emotion areas. It can make you feel restless and it can make you feel stuck. Yoga can rebalance that psychomotor system. So let's get into our bodies.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I always like to check if my little microphone isn't working today. And I'm going to spotlight for everyone, and I'm going to step over. So speaking of feeling stuck in your chair, we're going to...
Heidi, you're frozen. I'm not sure if you can still hear. Laurel's gonna text, but
No,
I
she's
know
really
that
stuck in her chair.
she's
Yes.
really stuck in her chair.
Thanks, Anthony. If for some reason she doesn't come on, I'll go on with my part.
That sounds good. Yeah, she's gonna talk about how even a very
It can
small
feel heavy, and it can make us feel a little stuck.
Laurel,
So movement...
Heidi, oh yeah. We didn't hear the last couple minutes or minute.
You were frozen,
Oh, okay.
Heidi.
Oh, I was frozen. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I unfrozen?
Yes,
Yes.
you are unfrozen now, but we missed a little bit of what you said.
We missed the intro. Yeah.
Oh, all my truth bombs just came out. You just saw me moving around, which we're going to do. So standing, movement, grief feels a little heavy, like a heavy swaddle around us sometimes. Not the swaddle of comfort, but this like, oh my gosh, I'm grieving, right? And then sometimes that grieving shifts and we're like, what am I to do with all this sensation? So movement helps us to give the energy of grief a place to go with care, right? That you're doing the best you can and give it a little movement to bring some ease, less unstuck feelings back into your body. So we're going to start standing and actually do a little free flow somatic movement. Just kind of let ourselves get out of any sort of agenda of what I must do when I grieve or what I should be doing, and just be in the activity of moving. So as you come to standing, notice your arms, notice your shoulders, and then start to let the arms come up and the shoulders go up, and then roll it back and around. And maybe they start slow, or maybe you want to have some exaggerated circles here. But we're going up, back, and around. And then find a little pause, the arms rest, and then start the other way. I can do that, I can do that. Sometimes in grief when we're stuck, it's like, what can I do next? Movement is a little bit of time where we get back into that sense of, okay, I can do this, a little or a lot. All right, next time around, let your arms drop, let them be. Stand steady into your legs, feel the feet to the earth. And now with your arms, bring them out to the side, so just straight out wide. Notice your breath, and invite a breath in that feels really wide, like you're just like taking it, like how big can I breathe? I can breathe this big, right? And as you exhale, cross one arm over the other, cross your arms, hands to the shoulders. Pause and breathe. And we can call this a hug, right? Or just crossing arms. But sometimes we need to give ourselves a hug, right? Maybe it feels nice to drop your head for a moment. Relax your face and jaw. And now lift your head if you lowered it. Notice hands on the shoulders. We're going back to an inhale. So how big can you breathe? I can breathe this big. Inhale, let yourself fill up. And now the other arm's going to cross over. So cross the other arm on top. You're back to the hug. After that exhale, just let the body breathe, shift in. Maybe a nice tight hug, or maybe it's a little looser today. You could even drop your head. And notice what you notice. The shapes creating sensation. Coming into your aliveness here. And now feel your feet to the ground. Lift your head if you lowered it. And another big inhale. Breathe it wide, wide, wide. This time as you exhale, lower the arms down. Just notice here. Arms settled. Nothing to go, nothing to make happen. It's being present for you, alive with breath, alive with sensation. And now again, notice your feet, feet to the earth, grounded here. And we'll start to sway. And no big agenda. A somatic movement just lets things evolve as they need to. The breeze can be soft, the breeze can be big. You start to shift to the right, to the left through your feet. And then remind yourself, I'm doing the best I can. In this moment, I can feel unstuck. And let your arms start to sway. And, we don't have to be dance majors. We can just let the body move. Like one of your favorite songs is on, and you're just letting yourself sway to the music. Arms could stay low as you sway, or just see what it feels like. It's quite different to let the arms come up. And then maybe you're like, yes, the band's playing my favorite song. Bring those arms all the way up. Let it sway. The body just finds its way, shifting. We don't have to control it. Letting the side body shift and sway and feel alive in this presence. And then you're going to start to bring those arms back down a little more to that chest height. And like you're just washing your hands through water, just bring it on down, back more to your side. And then the movement starts to slow. You find a little more stillness. Again, that sense of choice, that sense of agency to pause the activity. Feel the feet. You might shift like me. I'm still feeling the need to sway just a bit until you feel comfortable settling in, back into stillness, alive with breath, alive with sensation. In this moment, I'm doing my best. All right. The next somatic movement, I'm going to turn just a little bit to the side because the legs get into a little more play too. It's a version of cat-cow, which we round our back and open our back, but we'll add the arms and legs a bit. So as you stand with legs just tall and long. And invite your arms to turn, palms open, and really let the arms turn till it's comfortable to maybe turn those palms out to the side or maybe back. Greet an inhale here, maybe open up the chest, look up. And now as you exhale, soften your knees a bit, let your arms turn in, palms are gonna now turn out the other way, and then you look down to the ground. So this is our standing cat. Now we're gonna sync it up with breath. We'll do this 3 times. Stand into your feet, inhale, stand tall, roll those arms open, lift your heart and gaze. Exhale, roll those arms in, turning and spinning the hands out as you look down. Stand tall, spiral open, stand, lift your gaze. Exhale, rotate, spiral everything in, little rounding to your spine. One more time, inhale, stand, spiral open. And exhale, spiral in and let the back round. Feel your feet stand tall, let the arms start to spiral open until the palms face forward. Soft through your fingers. Notice sensation. Alive with breath. Alive with the feeling of your body moving and doing something different today. All right. Now from that little bit of somatic standing movement, we are going to go back to the seat. So find your chair to take a seat. I'm going to set up right here so you can see. This chair is a little tall, so if I sit all the way back, I feel like a little kid again, my feet swing around. So I'm gonna sit up just a little bit more so my feet can ground. You might notice that too in your chair. Get into a position where you feel that you can comfortably set your feet to the earth, then the hands can rest to your legs, and your spine comfortably tall. All right, taking this new seat, prepare to twist. Now we're gonna add some intentional tension. Start to turn your belly to the right. Turn your chest and heart to the right. Left hand can settle to your leg. Right hand can either hold on to the back of your chair or let it sneak behind you. Like you can see my hand is coming behind my back to rest. But the idea is turning a little or a lot to the right. Feeling into that ringing sensation, this hug around the body. And now with your head, just let the body breathe here. With your head, turn your gaze to look over your left shoulder. And now with your eyes, let your eyes drop. Just let your eyes look down like, hey, what's back there behind my left shoulder? And then relax your gaze, let it feel a little more neutral. Turn your head towards center until you feel that your neck is just in more of that neutral zone. Unwind your twist, hands to the legs. See what it feels like to be back in neutral. Neutral, right? One side might feel a little different, but each side doing the same thing here. And now we'll start the twist to the other side. So now invite your belly, your ribs, your chest to spin around to the left. Right hand can settle to your leg. And maybe here I have an arm to the chair. I could rest my hand here to the back. Or you could slide your hand around behind you. Let it rest to the back of your waist. Nothing to force. But naturally the twists kind of give this muscular hug around the body, taking care that you're not straining. Allow the breath to flow or just change the shape of the head. So now head's going to turn, look to the right, any amount. And then let your eyes drift down and be like, hey, what's back there down behind my right shoulder? Letting your eyes drift on an angle down. And breathe and be in the shape. And now invite your head to turn a little more neutral, so not turned either side too much. And now unwind all the way, hands back to your legs. Notice what you notice. Alive with sensation flowing through you. Alive with breath. Twists really help the rib cage, around the rib cage muscles, right? This body armor that we have, it helps our lungs. So you may notice a little or a lot, your breath rhythm, just having a little more space to it. Okay. All right. From here, as you take your seat, notice your face. I'm going to move my glasses off my face for this next one. You might like to do this too. So as you settle, and you can step your feet a little bit wider if you like as you do this, or if your legs are more comfortable close together, but we're sending some focus to the face, a little face yoga. So now, imagine that you just tasted a lemon. You bit it and you're like, whoa, that's sour. And then take the sour face. Ugh. And I'll be the one, everybody gets to see my face. No one can see your face right now. Just make the best sour face. And then smush it up. Like, oh my gosh, that smells awful. What is that? And like, smush it up. And then make a face that's like, that's interesting. Maybe the eyes are open or closed. What would that be like? And then just start playing around, like wiggle the nose around, wiggle the cheeks around, eyes open or closed. Let the face yawn. Let it yell. Smush it up again. As begin the feeling of your face getting kind of moved around, molded into these different expressions. And then from the expressions, let it soften. Feel some release in your jaw. Maybe the lips touch again, or there's a little bit of a part. From all the activity moving around the face, notice your cheeks, a little softening to the cheeks. Maybe eyes are open or eyes are closed, but there's a softness, a buffer around your eyes. And breathing in and out through your nose. Now start to lead yourself forward. We're going to give a gentle inversion for the head. So lean yourself forward, elbows onto your thighs. And now to start to look down. Sometimes just looking down, the cheek muscles, right? And all the fascia, just with gravity, it's like, whoa, releases from the bones. You could stay right here. So enjoying a lean forward. If you have a desk in front of you and you'd rather stack your arms, rest your head, go for it. If you're curious and you're like, I think I want to fold more, that might feel nice today, give it a try. You could start to release a little bit more. Again, feet could be close together. That will massage the belly to thighs a bit more. Or you could take your thighs a little bit wider and then belly has space between the legs. Your choice. Settle into your forward fold shape. If you are moving a little more into a fold, if the head and neck say yes today, you could drop the head a little bit more. Welcome the top of the head to point down. Notice sensation in the body, folding over here. Breath finding its way. Notice 2 more breaths here. And now from that release, a little surrender to give in with gravity. We'll start to build it up with choice. So now choose to feel your feet to the ground. And then feel the muscles of your legs tone a little bit more. And if your hands were low, bring your elbows back to your thighs. And we'll all meet here, elbows on the thighs. Feeling the body come alive more, feel your legs strong and sturdy. Shift your hands to your thighs. Notice your breath. And now choose to rise again. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let that be. Nice, I'm doing the best I can. Here I am in this moment. If you need to adjust your seat a little bit, settle back in. Now, as you sit tall once more, hands can rest to your legs. Soften your shoulders so that they feel as comfortably wide. And then relaxed down, any little bit, nothing to force. And from this bit of movement, we're going to transition into some breathing. but breathing today with sound. When we add sound to our breathing practice, it's just an added spice, an added flavor. It's like you can have a cappuccino, or you could have a cinnamon vanilla cappuccino, right? It's like, you could add hazelnut if you want. Sound just gives a little extra layer to our breathing practice to really help us turn to the benefit of our parasympathetic nervous system. And that's where we get to settle in, to rest, digest, and feel a little more just okay in the trust of the moment. So with that said, there's 5 different sounds that we will do. The first one, I'm just going to tell you all, then we'll do it. The first one is whoo, so like an owl. So you'll breathe in when we do it, and you'll just say whoo, and let a long exhale happen. The next one is oh, and you let your mouth make the O shape, and it's oh, and you let the breath move out. The next one is ah, so mouth opens wide and ah. Then we'll make the E sound, E, like a long E. And then the 5th breath will be an like that tastes good. And it's like a hum, and hum it out. Okay? So those are our sounds. Just settle into your breath. Sounding breath can be at any pitch, any tone, any key. Let your body find its way. It may naturally encourage that longer exhale as well. So hu, o, ah, e, Connect with your breath. We'll sync with an inhale, so allow your breath to find its way to an inhale comfortably full. Let that breath go. Inhale, welcome a breath to begin. Start with who. Who. Just ride that breath out. Breathing in, we go to O. O. Inhale, we shift to ah. Ah. Inhale, we shift to E. E. Inhale, last one to One more time through all. Inhale, who, who. Inhale, O. O. Inhale, ah. Ah. Inhale for E. E. And last one. Welcome a breath in. Let the breath full out without sound. Full breath out. Welcome a breath in. And breath flows out. Notice what you notice. Movement to breath, to sound, to being here, showing up, doing your best. And that is enough. Thank you, friends. Laurel.
Thank you, Heidi. And holding this interoception moment right now of turning inward, let's continue on with a guided meditation. And today, our focus, our anchor of the guided meditation will be our breath and also noticing our feelings in our body. So with your eyes closed, if that's comfortable, or gentle fuzzy gaze down, We'll begin by taking a nice inhalation, nice and easy inhalation, noticing the temperature of the inhalation in your nostrils. Is it cool or warm? And your next exhalation through your nostrils, is it cool or warm? Just allowing this awareness of temperature to gently bring you inward, riding the waves, the gentle waves of your breath. Easy in, easy out. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just being here present now. Maybe noticing the temperature of your room against your skin. Maybe feeling your clothing against your skin. Mhm. And now, gently guiding your awareness to your feet, in your shoes, sandals, or barefoot, wiggling your toes a little bit, feeling your feet as best you can. Imagine they're grounded to the earth and that you have roots like a tree, grounding you from the soles of your feet deeply, deeply into the earth, as deep as you want to go. And those roots provide strength, stability, a sense of groundedness, maybe even a sense of connection with all. Breathing into those roots, feeling those qualities coming up. First through your left sole of your foot, breathing those qualities, imagining up through your left sole of your foot, into your left calf, left hip, and now into your left hip. And now breathing these qualities up through your right sole, into your right calf, your right thigh, and your right hip. And now feeling the full weight of your body on what you're sitting. Letting go a little bit more with each exhalation. On your next exhalation, allowing your shoulders and jaw to drop just a little bit more. Letting go as best you can. Allowing a sense of safety to prevail. With your breath, knowing your breath breathes you. You don't have to think about it. It's your body taking care of you. Coming home to you in this safe place. And now, let's be curious and notice our next feeling, our next emotion. There's something you're feeling now. A word may not come to you, but a feeling in your body may. Do you feel a lightness or a heaviness in any part of your body? Let's be curious like a 5-year-old, scanning your body from top of your head to your toes. Where am I feeling something light, heavy, sharp, or soft? Just notice wherever you go. And is there a feeling word for that? If there is, that's fine. But not judging your feeling at all, good feeling, bad feeling. It's just a feeling. And observing it with curiosity, gentleness, kindness, as best you can. And then when you feel you're ready, gently bringing your awareness back to your breath in your body. And then possibly noticing another sensation in your body. Might be a feeling attached to that sensation. The mind kind of likes to give it a name. So if a name comes to you to that feeling, whether that be sadness, joy, anger, contentment, whatever it is, without judgment. Once again, there are no bad or good feelings. They're just feelings wanting our attention, wanting to be heard, wanting us to give them some space to breathe, to listen without judgment. And now, again, when you're ready, gently guiding your awareness back to your breath in your body, beginning anew each time. No place to go, nothing to do, no goal to achieve here, just being with whatever shows up. Just being. So now, with some gentleness and kindness, guide your awareness back to your room, your feet grounded to the earth. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes if they're closed. And just noticing what you're feeling. And it's all okay. It's all okay. As best you can, I'm going to be talking, I'm coming back into the mind more, kind of. We're not forgetting about the body or the heart, but I'm coming back into the mind more because I'm going to talk to you about emotions of grief that you're all aware of. You really are. The emotions associated with grieving, and there are so many, I'm just going to list a few. Sadness, anger, guilt, numbness, fear. And along with sadness can come a deeper sadness that we'd call depression. And there's denial. There's a feeling of denial. So all sorts of feelings. And now I'd like to share grieving situations. What are some things that we might grieve about, that we might have a lot of feelings about? And that is definitely the death of a loved one, death of a friend, an animal. An animal is our family. I have so many clients that feel guilty for having such sorrow over the death of their animal. And I'm like, as much as we love whoever we love, the depth of that love will match the depth of the grief. So if that love was profound, that grieving is going to be profound. So to honor your grieving, to bless it, thank you. Oh my gosh, this is showing me how much I loved. So please honor that. And so the loss of an animal, the death, or the death of a dream, being let go, loss of a job, a loss of an idea, a dream, loss of health, becoming disabled. Yes, loss of identity. A lot of women, when they become pregnant and have a child, feel like, who am I? So there's a process of grieving. I shouldn't be grieving. I just had a baby. I should be happy. No shoulds. Don't should on me. Don't should on you. This is to honor whatever feeling shows up without labeling good or bad. That feeling just wants to be heard and honored and processed, talked about, written about, danced about, cried about. Your tears are honoring your feelings. All tears are welcome. Welcome them without judgment. And so many of us have been taught in childhood, oh, don't cry, it shows you're weak. Oh, no, 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 no. It's releasing neurotoxins. No, this is organic. This is what the body needs to do, the heart needs to do. So giving yourself permission to feel, allowing yourself to flow in your unique way. Your unique way. No one can tell you, why aren't you crying? Oh, you're not doing this enough. Aren't you like really sad and like can't get out of bed? You may be getting out of bed. You may be going into nature. You may be reaching out to friends, and other people may not. And it's okay. It's okay. So let me see if I'm touching on everything here. So self-care, of course, when you're down and grieving and heavy, taking care to all of your senses, because things may stimulate you too much. Like going into Walmart, probably not a good idea. But things that overstimulate you. So you want to talk to your senses. Like, what do I need? Check in with yourself daily, multiple times. And it may not come to you right away what you need. I don't know what I need. But just the fact of asking yourself is huge, that you care about you. And that you do want to know, what do I need? And you'll experiment. Oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And that's all good. And again, being careful of the shoulds. Please do not should on yourself. Try not to go, oops, I should on myself. No, maybe bring a little humor to it. Don't want to do that. I don't want to pick up the stick, as I say sometimes, to go, oh, I should have. Oh, I should have. Oh, I no. Let's choose to put that down. Or if it's hard to put it down, come to a therapist. Everyone could benefit from therapy, because sometimes we talk to family members or friends and we don't want to burden them. We don't want to, I don't want to, I go to them too much about that. Well, therapist is a perfect dumping ground, and it's healing. It's healing just to hear yourself talk, but then therapists have training and so forth that they can give you tools to try. Oh, this tool might be good, or nah, that one, nah, not so good. Let's try another one. And healing the heart, healing your precious heart, to be tender and kind with that precious heart. And if you're helping someone to grieve, just your presence is enough. Your presence, your love, your kindness is enough. We don't have to fix it. We don't have to give them tools. Just, hey, I hear you. Sounds pretty bad. Oh God, yeah, that's heavy. Jeez. Validating, right? That's all we want. When someone starts to try to fix, it's like, oh geez, okay, you're not hearing me. So we're going to move on now. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And Julie's going to share a bit more on the science.
There's a wonderful book, Laurel, a children's book that Ren got called The Rabbit Listened, and it's just about that. All these people try to help, but the rabbit just listens, you know?
Oh,
Oh, I was going to say something else about the yoga is that, I had that lyric about the rhythmically running. Yoga is going to help you be much more in touch with your feelings and psychomotor system than something like a rhythmic running. Not that it's not good to stay in shape and do your routines, but that could also keep you numbed up. So there is some science benefit of yoga specifically. But the final topic, and we've kind of broader, we've kind of strengthened our bond as a group here to talk about the final one, which is anger. And here, someone was, publicly writing, I'm just, I used to be so cheerful and happy. Now I'm angry all the time. I feel like I'm nasty as a person. And then so sad, they wrote, I literally hate who I've become. And I have seen this and I understand the kind of anger. And I thought maybe to take a step back and talk about how and why that might happen a little bit may help you be more gentle on yourself and not hate yourself. Um, One is our brains are wired for social interaction. So rats, which are obviously not us, but they have a very social brain like us, and they will choose social interaction over heroin, even if they've gotten a taste of the heroin. Even when the social interaction is paired with an electric shock, they still choose it unless the shock gets really bad. And then eventually they kind of will choose the heroin. But as soon as there's no more shock, they go back to the friend. Why don't we do that? Why is that not the case with us? Well, the warm social interaction is meant to trigger that kind of reward system, but it might also be a grief trigger. Might remind you of something about your grief, or that person might have helped you during the grieving period, and now seeing them reminds of the grief. That might get all mixed up in one's head, and so one may try to push away, and one way to push away is anger. The anger releases a bit of adrenaline at the beginning that gives way to cortisol, but that short-term 15 minutes of adrenaline can make that feel energetic. And instead of, if someone doesn't know that, well, maybe I could do some yoga moves, maybe they're relying a bit on that energy from the adrenaline. That feels better than depression right now. Oh, that feels good a little bit. but it drains and it leaves you worse off, sort of like a roller coaster going lower than it started, and it can become addictive, unfortunately, and it can really wreak havoc on the brain and body. With the brain, it can turn off prefrontal cortex and make it even more difficult to control over time, or even judge whether or not you should be or feel angry at yourself or others, etc. This study on people who were where it escalated to the point of creating some kind of violence that resulted in an arrest, those people had a reduced frontal cortex, so that over time anger erodes your ability to stop acting out in anger, and this can result in serious life disruption. So that takeaway of, I knew someone who said very, very insightfully, I'm choosing to be angry instead of depressed for this grief because it gives me that energy. But know that it does leave you worse off, and it starts to eliminate the people in your life that are supportive, and and then you start to feel bad about yourself, which makes you more angry. So being gentle with yourself is really that kind of, if you can do the hug that Heidi did, or, speak to yourself the way Laurel is saying, you're not going to, being hard on yourself about the anger is not going to make it go away. But you can take responsibility, making little amends if you did hurt someone's feelings or cut someone off in a way. That'll reward the amygdala, or reward the nucleus accumbens, and even gradual changes of like, hey, I kind of set that right, I feel good about myself, it was hard but I did it. Even I just sent a little text, hey, sorry about what I said. That'll make you feel good. It'll make you feel a little bad too, but it'll make you feel good. And then if you start to, hey, I lost my temper, but it took me a lot more time to lose temper than I would have a couple months ago. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself an ice cream cone. That's progress. That's gentle progress. So, and then, I thought I would leave you with, oh, well, before we do this, saying we, just knowing that for very intense, prolonged grief disorder, grief-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, working with a therapist may be more effective than mindfulness. And that's a JAMA study, so that's very important. But I thought we could leave with a little grounding, feeling our feet on the ground, and saying, may I feel healing. May my loved one who might be grieving feel healing. May anyone experiencing grief feel their warmth of heart again. Experience some joys in life more and more. Experience gentleness with themselves, allowing grief to gradually heal on its own time. May we be well. May we be healed. May we find peace. And then very, very important is to ground self again, feeling the feet on the ground, gathering your attention back into your body. If feelings come and go or thoughts come and go, that's fine. Back to your feet on the ground, back to your breathing. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest and abdomen, the strength of your lower body, connection with the earth, and invoking faith if that is part of your life. And returning to the room, we can stay on a couple minutes if you have questions, or you can send them to us. We had a lot to pack in there.
Yes, thank you, Julie. We did. And there is a lot, and we're thinking of separating this into maybe 2 or 3 classes. Let us know. Please let us know if you'd like more in-depth classes around this topic. And yeah, yeah. And please, my main takeaway from my heart is that you try your best to be kind to yourself like you would a 5-year-old. Bring that kindness into your heart and that pause, that like you can breathe. Thank you.
Mm,
Thank you.
thanks for your
Thank you,
feedback.
everyone.